this is Chef Robert. Today we're going to braise some beef shanks, and the inspiration for this recipe is actually coming from a new book that I just picked up from Lydia Bastianich, and she's got a recipe in there where you're braising the shanks in beer and mustard. We're going to do some things a little bit different, so stick with me here and let's get started. Alright, well, the ingredients that we're going to be working with today are these wonderful, nice big beef shanks. As you can see, they look similar to an ossobuco, but being that this isn't from veal, these are beef shanks. We've also got some slab bacon there. We've got some fresh thyme and bay leaves that I just pulled off of the tree. Some stock. We've got Dijon, onions, and then we'll also be reducing some ale into there. So before we get too far into this, what we're going to start off with is preheating the pan that we're going to roast in. So I've got a nice heavy-duty cast iron Le Creuset that we're going to start off with. And we're just going to add some oil in there, because what we're going to do is flour the shanks and then sear them in there to actually develop a nice caramelization, and also that and flour is also going to help thicken up as the sauce reduces. Alright, well, now that our oil is hot, we're going to take the shanks and we're actually going to put them in and let them start to sear and caramelize. While that's happening, we're going to go over to the cook and hold oven, and this is what's going to be a little bit different about what we're going to do. We're going to cook this at 250 degrees, but then I'm going to use the probe and I'm going to cook it to 125 degrees, and then it's going to hold at 140 degrees for approximately 24 to 26 hours. We're going to be cooking it medium, and leaving it at that medium state then until tomorrow, but by having it in the oven for that long, it will actually break down. Normally we'd have to roast this in the oven at 300 degrees for a couple of hours until it's tender. So it's a little bit of an experiment. Let's see what happens. Well, now that the shanks have been caramelizing for a couple of minutes, I've salted and peppered that side, and we're just going to flip these over and let this side start to caramelize. And I'll also add some salt and pepper now too. Now that we've developed some wonderful caramelized flavor on the meat, I've taken it out, and we're going to start to cook the slab bacon that we've cut up into chunks. Once this is rendered down a little bit, we'll add the onion. Well, we're cooking under a nice low flame here, and as you can see, we've really rendered the bacon. So at this point, we're going to take the sliced onions, add those, and incorporate them in, and let these roast down along with the bacon until they've really started to wilt and caramelize. The onions have caramelized down, and I just put in some fresh thyme and some bay leaf, and now it's time to add our beer. We're going to pour this in, and when this cooks down, we're going to add the stock, let that start to reduce, and we'll add the meat back in, and we're going to be ready for the oven. While this is reducing down, you want to try to scrape all of this brown goodness off the side of the pan and let that cook down with beer too. So that's a lot of flavor right there. Well, the beer reduced, and now I've added some stock and also the mustard, and we're about ready to go into the oven. So what I've done here is I've actually taken the probe and stuck it in one of the big parts of the shank there, and I'm going to take our cover and cover up the pot, and we're going to push this into the oven. And all I have to do is hit the start button. So we're going to be braising at 250 degrees until it hits about 125 degrees, and we're going to let it pull through up to 145 degrees, and then it's going to maintain temperature until it hits, or maintain temperature at 140 until we pull it out tomorrow. Alright, here we are 26 hours later, and there are our shanks, and they have been slowly braised. we're going to take them out of the pot and cut into them and look and see what how we're doing. Alright, well, just cutting into that, you can see that we've been holding for the 26 hours, but we're still medium at about 145 degrees. Alright, now we're ready to serve. So we've got a little bit of whole wheat spätzle and some roasted cauliflower to go along with our braised beef shanks. Bon appetit.